inches, one broke bone. Yeah. Both occasionally break the rules. Maintainer and defender, scars we don't show. Blood from the war still stuck in our soul. Truth in the glass for the nights we don't sleep. Warriors of whiskey for the brothers we keep. Warriors and whiskey. Steel and smoke, don't test me. Warriors and whiskey. Built from grit, not pretty. Crack the bottle, lock it in, let's go!
What's up, guys? I'm Matt.
And I'm Hayden.
And this is Warriors and Whiskey Real Talk Podcast, episode 4.
4, bro.
4.
Hell yeah.
This is getting real, man.
Hopefully we found it. So like that last episode, we talked about some technical difficulties that we've been having trying to figure this shit out. I think we got it tweaked.
I think so.
Matt did a little bit of research, figured out how we're actually supposed to be using the microphone. And I think we got it dialed for y'all. Hopefully we got some good stuff for you guys coming out here in the future. We got a little fishing setup going on here, man.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
So what do you prefer? Do you like fly fishing?
Oh, man. I'm a fly fishing guy.
All day?
All day.
Yeah?
Yeah, all day. I say that now. When I was in Louisiana, fly fishing wasn't a thing. Trout don't really exist down there. So it was bass fishing. Right? It was bass fishing and then bottom feeders. So I was more using that spinning reel right there, the red one.
I've never been fly fishing before.
But I grew up fly fishing in streams and rivers. Oh, man. Something about throwing on some waders, standing out in the middle of a river, up in the mountains. You don't have cell service, and you're just casting.
Just Brad pitching up like a river runs through it?
Just fly fishing away. You know, most of the time I don't even give a shit if I catch anything.
Yeah.
It's just being out there, being away from everything. It's so peaceful.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice. That's why I love fishing, you know. And you don't have to be, it's not quite as intense, I don't think, as hunting, you know.
It can be.
Well, it can be, but you can also catch fish and be sitting right beside your buddy talking, you know. You can't really talk too much in a deer stand. And usually 2 grown-ass adults typically don't hunt out of the same stand, you know, most of the time. So it's more of a, you know, when you're hunting, you're by yourself. When you're fishing, you can be with others or you can be by yourself. It's kind of either way. But I just love a lot of times you'll see fish. You don't always catch them, but you'll see fish.
Yeah.
My dad used to tell me they call it fishing for a reason. It ain't called catching something. It's called fishing.
Yeah, that's the same thing with hunting. That's why it's called hunting, not killing.
Not killing. Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah. I got so many memories. The net right there. I've had that net for 20 years.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That net's seen some fish.
I bet.
I had to replace
like
the net
3?
itself a couple times. Huh?
I said, so like 3 fish?
A few more than 3.
Yeah.
A few more than 3. But yeah, man, so it kind of plays into a little bit of what we're going to be talking about today, but it's also a major love of mine is fishing. Because you can kind of fish some type of fishing all year round.
Yes.
You know, even out here, we talked about a little bit how we're pretty pissed off at the fact that we have not been ice fishing yet because it hasn't been cold enough. So
I'm still keeping my fingers crossed, man, that we're going to get a cold front through here that lasts long enough.
I was looking at the weather, and it looks promising over the next 10 days.
Yeah.
No snow, unfortunately. A little bit, I think, on Thursday or Friday.
How comfortable are you on the ice?
What do you mean, walking?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All right.
But, I mean, I want to make sure that I'm not going to bust through. I'm not trying to die, brother.
Die?
Well, I mean, if you can't get up, I've seen movies, man, where people can't find the hole.
I mean, you could
they
die.
fell through. Yeah. And that's ice cold water. Quite literally ice.
Yeah. I've fallen through the ice before. It only hurts for a little while.
I mean, people pay good money to go to ice bath.
Yeah.
You know that? I know it was a therapy. Ice bath therapy?
I got one in my garage.
I mean, yeah, you have one. But you don't go pay somebody.
No, I built it myself.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I mean, I got a bathtub too. Still some damn ice in that damn thing and laying it. I don't know. But I got a friend of mine who, from back home, we actually kind of grew up together in the same town and went to high school together. He was a couple years older than me, but he lives, he's in breeze on ice bath.
Yeah.
He takes 12-minute ice baths every single morning.
Yeah.
Like he has one where he lives down in Austin, Texas, but he has one where in the wintertime when it's 30s or 40s, it's not warm. And he's laying in this ice bath like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Brother, you are better than, I'm salute to you, right?
I do 3 minutes tops, but the reason I ask is if we get like 6-7 inches of ice, that's good enough ice. We can definitely walk that.
I'm fine with that much, I mean, 6 inches is what, like that?
Somebody's been lying to you.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I went the wrong way. That's 6 inches, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went that way. That would be bad.
Yeah.
No. If that's 6 inches,
Yeah.
I'm in trouble, my friend.
No,
I'm in trouble.
6 inches should be fine.
Yeah.
It's just, I've been on the ice before where it's broken apart and you're floating on it.
Nah, I'm good. No, I'll let you go fish,
Yeah.
and I'll be sitting on the shore just watching. Like, hey, brother, I got your back. If you fall in, I'll call 911.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by got your
Get
back.
that rope out.
Yeah. I'll lasso your ass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be crawling out on a couple inch ice. But no, 6 inch ice I feel like is good.
Yeah, it should be.
But I'm not that small of a dude. Of course, neither are you.
No.
So I'm not calling you fat. I'm just saying we're stocky dudes.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we should probably get into a little bit, but
Yeah.
let's pick a bottle.
Okay, man. I was thinking for this one, can I pick? Or you pick it?
No, I picked last time.
Yeah.
You pick.
I'm thinking that Blanton's up there.
Oh, we're doing that.
Fancy case, bro. It's time for you to get up.
Fancy cabinet.
This is a pretty good topic. I think it
Okay.
should be a pretty good bourbon, right?
Okay.
I mean, they're all good. I'm not going to get you wrong.
No, I got you.
Were you thinking something different?
No. I think Blanton's good. So I'm gonna take my headphones off. I'm gonna grab it real quick because it's in this
Everybody
cabinet
needs to
up
see
on
that
the
get
top.
up. 4 episodes in, he hasn't gotten out of his chair. Not once. I guess I could say the same thing because I only got out once last episode.
All right.
Hell yeah. I love me some Blanton's.
Yeah, me too. All right. So I do want to point out something about this bottle. I think you guys can see. So if you're a whiskey person, you know what Blanton's is. If you're not a whiskey person, that's fine. So Blanton's has a horse with a rider on top of it.
Yeah.
Right? We'll get into the meaning of that and all that here in a little bit. But I just want to point that out because that's kind of a key piece to this. All right. So I guess we're going to pour. So I picked it.
I'm pouring first.
You pour first.
Let's see, what's the letter on this one? S. Nice. I just like how these bottles are shaped, man.
Yeah, me
They're
too.
pretty cool. It's like a little grenade.
I like the
Let's
bottles.
see. I'll try.
He said,
No, actually, I pretty much made a fart noise.
he said, yeah. I didn't know Blanton's farted, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh man, such a
I'm a
delicious
little
pour.
heavy there. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't apologize to me. It'll be all right. It's episode 4.
Oh, it smells
We can
good.
go a little heavy.
I haven't had Bland's in a long time. Oh, no.
Let's hope that's not how this episode goes. I'm gonna give this to you because I think it works better over on your side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So, all right, man.
Get this right. Presentation is everything, right?
Yeah. Put it out there. You know what I find interesting? We didn't put any bottles out at all. This is the first episode we have it. We just have the fishing stuff.
Shit.
So
We didn't do it.
it's all good. No, we got Blanton's out there now. It's all good.
Yeah, we
I just
did it last
noticed
time.
that. I didn't notice it until just now. So.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers to episode 4.
Episode 4. Cheers.
Cheers, family. All righty.
So good.
Oh, man.
I haven't had Blanton's in
Me neither. Yeah, that bottle's been open for a minute. Because, the crazy thing about Blanton's is, and this is a Matt thing, so for those of you that think Blanton's is the best bourbon in the world, I'm glad that you do. That's why everybody's palate is different. But I think it's a good pour, but I do not think it's $100 plus pour.
I don't either. I agree.
And so I think it's at $60
easily.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'll buy a bottle. I'll buy multiple bottles if they allow you, which typically is only one per customer.
Yeah.
Most time when you find it, and then usually when you find it, it's at least $80. I don't know what MSRP is.
I think it's around 60 something.
I think it's. I think it might even be lower than. I think it might be in the 50s, brother. But
really?
I'd have to look that up, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's an interesting thing that Blanton's was actually one of the first BTEC bottles that blew up.
Yeah,
that was just really big.
Well, I heard a rumor that the reason it blew up is because of the John Wick movie.
Yes,
because he got a bottle and was drinking it.
I heard that, and everybody wanted it, and that's when the price just went through the roof.
Yeah, and you couldn't find it anywhere.
No. Now in 2026, you can find it a little bit easier. I've seen several bottles out in the wild recently. I've got a couple of bottles of it. I almost picked up that bottle of Blanton's Gold that was at that liquor store that you sent me. The picture
I sent you.
Yes,
yeah, I did too, man.
The price was for Blanton's Gold, $199 is good. $200, right? It's actually pretty good. Because the bottles that. Did you get the bottle that we did?
I did.
That was $250. Remember?
Yeah, that was also a store pick.
It was, but I think store picks are overrated. Sorry, liquor store owners. That's just me because I think you guys jack the prices up too much on that.
Yeah,
I don't think you should do that, but that's just me. Yeah, it's the same bourbon. It's just one. It's a single barrel. Is all it is. So, but I get it. People buy it. So I would do the same damn thing if I was a liquor store owner or a bar.
I'm 3 letters away from a full set.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need S, do you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll have to look and see what the other letter I have because I don't have anywhere close. So I'll trade you if you want. If you have an unopened bottle, I've got an unopened bottle up there.
I'll have to look. I don't remember.
I don't know if you have double letters or anything like that.
I don't think so. I might.
Okay. Yeah, just double check.
I'll
We can see.
Yeah, I'll trade.
This might get me in trouble tonight because this is really good. I haven't had Blanton's in a minute.
Yeah.
Good notes to it.
Yeah, big time.
So the title of episode 4 is The Rare Find in Brotherhood. Because Blanton's, like we talked about, it's tough to find.
It is.
It still is. It used to be really hard to find.
Yeah.
But it's really tough to find, But it's because of that, you're not going to drink a pour of Blanton's alone.
No.
You're not going to drink it alone. You're going to share it with your brothers, your comrades, and people that you trust in the foxhole.
Yes.
Right? People that you're going to lean on. And you're not going to share it with just anybody. Right? And you're probably going to even be a little bit more choosy, like somebody that knows a little bit about whiskey.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not going to crack a bottle that I can't find, or that I can't just go to a liquor store and just go pick up. Tomorrow morning. You definitely couldn't just go to a liquor store right now and go pick it up. At least in this area.
Yeah.
Right. You'd have to search for it. You're gonna be a little bit.
You're gonna make some phone calls. You're gonna do some driving around.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna ask my buddy Chris, who is not a whiskey guy. I'm not gonna pour him this. Sorry, brother. I love you. And he knows about the podcast, so he's good with me saying his first name. So.
Hell yeah!
But
what's up, buddy?
Because he's probably gonna end up on the podcast at some point.
Hell yeah!
We're just gonna have to make sure we reel that guy in. He likes to talk. That'll be a 3-hour episode. No. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna share that with him. He's my boy.
Yeah.
I'll buy him a case of beer all day.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna share that with him because he doesn't like whiskey. He doesn't know whiskey.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't know this over a bottle of Jack Black.
Yeah.
I could pour them side by side. And he'd be like, "Yep, they're both whiskey. They both taste like shit. I'll take it to the head.
Yeah.
Call it a day." But it's talking about our tribe.
Yeah.
And what that means to us, and especially military.
Mm-hmm.
That's
family.
the only thing that matters to me. That and Old Glory
Yeah,
are the two only things that matter to me. And you said it, brother.
family.
Family. And that's what we are.
Yes.
You know, I don't recall if I said this in a previous episode or not because we've done so many takes. Because we kept messing up, right? But Hayden and I have only known each other for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Actually, next month is going to be 2 years.
Yeah.
And to most people, you think we've known each other for a lifetime.
Yeah, you think so?
And that's how the relationships. Now, grant you, we trauma bonded a lot because we went through. It was a war. It wasn't the type of war that you're thinking of out there, but it was basically a war. We went through it together, right?
A lot of long hours, late nights, early mornings.
Heartache,
Yep. Sadness.
yes, lots of tears, lots of struggle.
There's some
rough,
laughs in
right?
there too. We kept it light when we could, but
Mhm.
yeah, definitely was.
Oh, we laughed when we probably shouldn't have laughed.
We earned our paychecks
Yeah,
for sure.
no, absolutely. And just that bond that we share after barely 2 years, and thinking back, I think after 4 or 5 months, we were pretty damn connected.
Yeah.
Like you and I, and the one who retired recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to mention his name right now because
I like how you said the one.
well, I'm trying to stay. I don't know. So look, guys, here's the thing.
No, I'm just
I
saying
don't
he was
know
a
how this
legend.
podcast thing works, so I don't want to start throwing out people's names unless I've at least mentioned the podcast to them and they've talked to me about it and they've said, "Hey, I want to be on your podcast." Because believe it or not, we have quite a few people that have been hitting us up.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's wild.
I got stopped in the squadron today by at least 3 who were like, "Yo, when's the first
Yeah.
episode coming?"
They can't wait to post. They can't wait for us to drop these things.
Yes.
So
How can I get on?
I know, yeah, right. Like, well, first we got to figure out how the two of us do it first, because we're over here lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Like, you should see us. You should see us trying to edit things. Maybe we'll set up a camera and just, we'll throw some clips out there.
Some behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes of Matt and Hayden trying to be technologically,
Just
cussing
cussing each other out.
Oh, yeah. We'll warn you.
Yeah.
Okay, it will not be PG-13 like the podcast is, because it's going to be absolutely raw. Because I'm not editing those.
Yeah.
Because it's taking us hours to edit these, right? But no, let's get back on track. Let's
It's
get
like
back
you were
to
saying with our friend who retired, right? He was a part of that with
Yeah.
like the 3 of us going
Mhm.
through all those things, those trials and tribulations, and just the phone calls for notifications at night.
at 2 o'clock, 3
Yeah.
o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Generally, so for those of you that don't know, I was the operations NCOIC for our squadron. He was our first sergeant, and our buddy who retired, he was the operations superintendent. We all got the same notifications pretty much every time there was a major incident. Maybe not Matt so much if it was something on the law enforcement side, but our buddy and I for sure, we were always the focal point for those phone calls in the middle of the night. And I don't know how many times I would get a phone call and I would ask the person giving me the notification, "Have you called the first sergeant?" They'd be like, "Well, no, I didn't know I had to." Be like, "It involves one of our members,
Mm-hmm.
so he needs a phone call. I will call him." And then I would wake Matt up at 2:30 in the morning. He'd be like, "Son of a bitch, man! I just went to sleep. What's up?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, well, wake up."
Yeah. Because I always knew when you were calling my duty phone,
Yeah.
you were not calling because you were having a good night.
Yes.
You were not calling to ask me how I was
Yeah.
on a Wednesday morning at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or a Friday morning, whatever it was.
But a lot of nights like that, man. A lot of hours.
Long ass hours, right? And that's a lot of how kind of military brotherhood and sisterhood comes about because it's different. It's different. For the most part, on the civilian sector, clock out, and you're clocked out.
You're done.
You're done. You go to work, you do your thing, you do your job, you do it well, you go home. For us, we're on call 24/7, 365. And you don't have to be a high-ranking individual for that to happen. How many times do our folks get recalled? All the time.
All the time.
All the time. And they don't know what's going to happen
No.
until they get the phone call.
I always felt bad, man. We'd have a recall, and I'd get a hold of one of my NCOs, and I'd be like, "Hey, we got a response, recall, everybody, let's get going." Be like, "I'm in Colorado. Boogity boogity, buddy." Like,
yeah. Sorry for your luck, bud.
yeah.
You know, it happens that way, right? Yeah. But yeah, that brotherhood, that bond, it's kind of one of a kind.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find. A lot like a bottle of Blanton's. You know, it truly is hard to find. It's hard to find those ones that you really connect with.
Yeah.
Don't think that all of us are like that. I'm not like that with every single person I serve with. Now, would I do anything for all of them? Sure, I would. But I don't have that connection with every single one that I have served with. But you get those connections with with certain ones. You know, you find things that you have in common. So a lot of times it's just as simple as trauma bonding. You spend so much time together. You got it. You might not have even liked each other in the beginning, but you figure it out because, gosh darn, man, like, damn it, we're together 20 hours a day. I guess we better figure this out. You know, we could be polar opposites.
It's funny you say that. I had they're really good friends of mine now for the same reason that you're discussing, right? From Minot. And when we first met, they actually told me this. So if y'all are watching, I'm not going to say your names, but they told me straight up, they're like, when we first met you, we thought you were the biggest asshole walking the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But then we got to know you, and then we also we got brought into the fold of what the job was and what you were going through, and then we turned almost into the same kind of mentality, and then we all connected to the point where they are my family now. I'm actually going to see them here soon. I'm going to drive down through their house and stay a couple days when I'm heading to Mississippi.
Nice.
That family bring together, that tribe. Right?
Was that up in Minot?
That was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of figured just because usually when you're stationed up in a place like that in Minot where you're pretty isolated, especially wintertime, you can't do much.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times you get those bonds. I got a lot of buddies that have been stationed in Minot, and they talk about that all the time. It's more like an overseas type experience than it is in country.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that tight bond. I think it's important that everyone has that, especially as men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a certain responsibility to just being a man in general, military or not. You know, and having that bond, having that tribe, you know, is super, super important.
Yeah.
Because you're just not going to get through this life thing without it.
No.
You know, in my job, I deal with a lot of folks that have mental health issues, that get in depression and have suicidal ideations and all those things. And the number one thing that almost all of them have is they don't have a tribe.
Yeah.
They're alone. They feel isolated.
They seclude themselves.
Yes.
Or feel secluded. Yeah.
Yeah, they feel secluded, and it's crazy because I hear them talk, and I'm like, well, you go to work every day. You have your group, you know, that you work with, your flight or your section or your unit or how whatever it's called, right? And I'm like, well, how can you feel alone? Well, because they don't have any connections.
Yeah.
Because when they that's their only time they're around people. That's their only time that they have any kind of personal relationships is at work. And they go home and they sit in their rooms, they sit in their apartments or their houses, their dorm rooms.
Yeah.
And they're just not, they don't have this,
Yeah.
you know, and they feel like they're doing this life thing all alone. Life is hard. In case you haven't figured it out, life is really damn hard. And it don't matter whether you're a civilian or military, or what you look like, where you came from.
Rich or poor, doesn't matter.
Mo money, mo problems. P. Diddy said that. Wasn't it P. Diddy? I think it was. Or Puff Daddy? I think it was Puff Daddy back then, but I don't know.
No comment.
Whoever says that, right? Right? But yeah, it doesn't matter. Life is hard. It punches you in the face over and over and over again. Sometimes I feel like I'm taking body shots from Mike Tyson back in the 80s and 90s, back in his heyday.
Yeah.
Not Mike Tyson now that probably couldn't punch his way out of a wet paper bag. I'm talking about back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if I didn't have my brothers and sisters around me, what the hell would I do?
Oh man, I'd like lose my mind when we like you
Even more
develop.
so than you already have.
Did the camera freeze or did I? No, like you would. I don't know how it was in the crew chief world, but you've seen security forces, right? You're on a flight and you're on a flight for a while,
Mhm.
but that doesn't last forever. You build that tribe, you build those friendships, and then they do a swap. You're on day shift, and then you get moved to mids, and they bring somebody to replace you, and they consistently swap everybody around, which I completely understand the reasoning, and I agree with it, right?
Yeah.
Has to happen. You don't want to burn people out on the same shift unless they're like some of those weird ones. I've had friends who work mids for like 9 years straight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you
Maintainers
do
the
it?
same way. I can't do night shift.
I
I did it probably the first decade of my life.
Yeah, I've done it a lot, but I think you have to have that change. But what that does, though, to that tribe is now that one member or two members have been farmed out to another flight. They're not a part of your tribe anymore. That tribe is now trying to find replacements.
Yep.
And then that person that is left is now trying to find a new tribe.
Yep.
They're trying to find that group of people, that extra, their squad, their fire team that they're always rolling with, that they can trust and whatnot. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people, they overemphasize that move in the negative way because they're like, well, that was my group of people. I'm no longer with them. I don't want to talk to these new people. I don't want to go out. I don't want to search for this. And I think that's one thing that we don't teach our military members, especially the young ones. Like, you need to be able to adapt to that and seek out that new group of people to be with, to trust, to work with.
No, 100%, man. I think so many times, you see people and they get in that rut. Something changes. They get in a good space. Right? They found their tribe, and then inevitably, especially in the military, the only constant in the military is change.
Yes,
it's the only thing that's constant. And but something changes, right? Their best friend PCSs or gets out of the military or changes shifts, changes sections they work for, or whatever, and then they're lost.
Yeah,
because they put all their eggs in that one basket, right? Or they had a couple people, and then they all get dispersed,
mm-hmm.
and then they get in this rut, and then just like, woe is me. And to me, it's a choice because okay, no matter what, I'm not losing that person.
Yeah,
they're still here. I might not see them every day.
Well, especially in like today's day and age, man, with social media and all that.
Don't get me started.
When we were coming up, there was no Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
I wanted to find out where my buddy was. I rode my bike by his house.
Yeah.
If his bike was in the front yard, he was home. If it wasn't, I went to my other buddy's house to see if he was there. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it went down.
Shoot, I remember when cell phones were just becoming a thing, really, and just a regular person could afford them, and I'd be like, I got a cell phone now. I can call my buddies at any time.
Yeah.
Well, shit. He doesn't have a cell phone.
No, yeah. I mean, back in the day when your alarm clock was the street lights.
Yeah.
Right? It was interesting. It was different, But we made it work.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of good things about social media, about the internet. I truly do. Believe it or not, I actually feel that way. The thing is, yeah, exactly. Without internet, without social media, y'all wouldn't know what the hell we were doing. And we wouldn't have, by the way, we're almost to 200 followers on the Facebook page.
Dang.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Almost 200 followers on the Facebook page. It's pretty wild.
That is wild.
And so without the internet, nobody would be listening to us.
Yeah.
We'd be sitting here talking to mics that were hooked up to nothing.
Yeah.
That would be weird, wouldn't it? All right. That's a mental picture that I think you can laugh at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt and Hayden sitting here randomly with no computer, just talking in the mics. Yeah, with no power, just, hey guys.
Yeah.
Talking in the air. But no, it's that isolation, right? And I think social media has brought another level of complexity to that. You know, I wasn't expecting this to go down a social media road, but I guess here we go. Hey, you know, we're gonna take it where it goes, right? But because especially the newer generation, these 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year olds, you know, I'm not going to talk about the C word, and I'm talking about COVID. Not going to bring that up because it's talked about way too much, and everybody uses it as an excuse, and I can't stand that. So we're not going to bring that up. However, this younger generation, they grew up with cell phones. We're one of I think the only generation that have lived both.
Yeah.
The first half of our lives, internet, cell phones, computers weren't really a huge thing. We had standalone computers when we were kids, but internet was brand new, and it was AOL dial-up.
Yeah.
You know,
that old dial tone.
Somebody picked up the phone and right,
killed it.
Damn. And then you'd hear, you know, I remember when my dad would get on AOL dial-up.
Wow.
You know, I'd pick up the phone and I'd hear that. And then I hear, who picked up the phone? You know, because I just killed his internet connection, right? That's what it was. And it would take 20 minutes to log on. That's why he would get so mad.
Yeah.
Right? And now you have a computer in your damn pocket. And I mean, I'm not even going to get into the AI stuff.
Yeah, like this.
Holy shit, brother. Like, but it's isolated people.
Yes.
There's a lot of good to it, but it's also brought isolation because everybody lives, eats, and breathes on this phone. The last thing they do before they go to bed is on their phone. The first thing they do when they wake up, pick up their phone, check social media, right? The last thing they're doing is making tweets and whatever it is and post it on Facebook and Instagram and all that. And then they go to bed.
Yeah.
And there's none of this personal interaction.
Dude, I remember being so excited to get up for work. Back in the day, like young Airman Granger with just a flip phone that you could do like that texting.
Yeah. When like the number one had A, B, C, D, and you had to like hit 1 3 times to get to C. Yeah.
But I was
C,
so excited.
it took you 15 minutes to text.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember being so excited to get to work early because I knew there was going to be a handful of people in the smoke pit.
Yep.
And I would get ready, get my uniform on, and I would walk to work, and I'd walk straight for the smoke pit. And usually there was 5, 6, 7 people in there, either coming off shift or going on shift. Everybody having a dart real quick. But that's what, like, you get that instant communication like this. We would talk like, hey, how was your shift, man? What happened last night? And I'd be like, oh, wait till you hear about this drunk guy.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe talking with somebody, getting ready for shift. Like, bro, are you ready for security too? We'd be posting together or something. Yeah. But that connection, man. That little tribe, that like, that fighter team mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you talk about smoke pits. You know, I came in the Air Force and I didn't really smoke. I tried it, you know, but I didn't really smoke. Well, as a maintainer on the flight line, back in the day, the only break that anybody got were smoke breaks.
Yeah,
that was it. So the maintenance truck would drive by, you know, because you get dropped off out your aircraft, and you could be, you know, half a mile away from the hangar, 3/4 of a mile away from the hangar.
I'm over your Dexter.
Okay, depending on, you know, where you were on the flight line, and man, oh man. You would, the truck would come by and would say, you know, anybody need a smoke break? And the smokers would jump in the truck, and the non-smokers would be left out working still. Yeah. And it didn't take more than a couple of weeks for me to realize that I need to start smoking because I ain't getting a break, and that's not smoke. So, you know, after I realized this, it took me a little bit, not long. I mean, it was already a couple of weeks. I barely knew my own rank. But I realized I'm going to start smoking. I don't like it, but screw it. I'm going to smoke. So I'm tired of being out here in the Louisiana heat. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's tough.
In the middle of
man.
summertime?
Swampy out there.
104 degrees. Yeah, you want to talk about some small bass. Like 104 degrees with 100% humidity.
Mhm.
I mean, like, we were frying eggs, on the top of wings.
Yeah.
On wing tops. Like, man, So, but anyway, so I would go, I'm going to go smoke. And I remember my truck driver is a tech sergeant. He was our shift lead. And he was like, Shomo, you don't smoke? I do now, sir. He just looked at me and was like, Roger that. You need one?
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, yes, sir. So he pulls out a thing of Marlboro freaking Reds, Cowboy Killers.
That's what I smoke.
And hands me one. And he had already cut the filters off of all of them.
It's like sucking on a tailpipe.
Yeah. It was like, right? I'm coughing just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So he gives me one, and I go to the smoke pit. But the discussions that were had in those smoke pits are not things that we can talk about here on the podcast.
That was Instagram.
But
then.
Yes.
Like
that was social media.
All the news.
That was, you would find out about anything and everything. Yeah. You name it. Who was dating who was getting divorced,
yeah.
who was having a kid, who got the last stripper pregnant, like like don't go there.
I'm not saying that, brother. I'm taking a sip.
That was where we got everything, and those bonds in the smoke pits is what is something that I remember. I'll always remember.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my buddies just recently about that. Like, man, you remember like the smoke pit days and just working for hours and hours and hours, 4, 5, 6 hours straight, and then finally the truck comes by and says, "Anybody need a smoke break, bro?" We couldn't get our tools locked up fast enough,
Fight each other.
Yeah. Everybody on the fight line becomes a smoker.
Yeah.
I promise. If you work on the fight line, you smoked, or you told everybody you smoked, and you sat there and you didn't inhale, you pulled a Bill Clinton. I never inhaled.
Sure.
Right? But that was like you said, that was the social media.
Yeah.
That was the news outlets. That was the bonds.
Yeah.
But now there's not that personal interaction. And it just brings a whole different level of struggle to these kids in this life.
Well, it's like, the topic of the podcast, right, is that tribe.
Yeah.
Your group of people. Like, I think of it like everybody describes their circle, right? Their circle of friends. And some people, their circles are big, some are small. I've seen guys that are like just 2 or 3 guys, but they're the tightest guys in the squadron.
Yep.
Inseparable, And then like I had squadrons where I was a part of where there was 6 or 7 of us. But if you saw one of us, the other 5 or 6 were close by.
Absolutely.
Yep. I'd run into people at a bar and they'd be like, "Oh, Hayden, so where's so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so?" I'd be like, "Getting beer."
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I say that so many times. That's probably the main reason why I never went to jail was because like maintainers, that's why we get along so well, because maintainers and cops are a lot alike when it comes to that.
Yes.
You saw 1 or 2 maintainers out the bar, nobody fucked with you.
Yeah.
Because you knew there was half a dozen more somewhere close by. Mm-hmm. And God forbid somebody messes with one, you're catching all of them.
Yeah.
So you better have your own tribe with you.
100%.
And it probably wasn't nearly as tight as what, we had, as a unit. But man, those memories are just,
they flood back, man.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
It's, and it goes back to that brotherhood. And what I'm afraid to lose,
dude,
when
who are you talking to, man?
When this is done. You were saying today, when you were over at the squadron, I bumped into you.
That's his fault.
That you don't plan to put the uniform back on.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like that honestly hit me, because I'm like, damn, I'm going to be saying that like sooner rather than later.
It's funny you said that because as we were all standing there, it was me, you, and 2 other guys. So that's as far as I made it in the squadron. I was going to visit people. That's as far as I made it because I ran into everybody. Just kept coming through that.
Yeah, they heard you were there,
and I stopped. But I'm watching y'all interact when you started talking about work, and I don't know if you noticed, I took a step back because I didn't want you guys are working, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at you. Dang, I'm getting a little choked up about it because I got choked up there.
No, it's real.
I was watching y'all talk about work, and I looked at you. I looked at the guy you were talking to, and I looked at both of you, and you were both. I was like, they're in their uniform. They're talking work right now. Is that something I'm never going to probably do again? And it hit me hard, man, like a ton of bricks.
That's a gut punch. Brother.
And I was like, golly, like I don't know how to put it into words, but for a second, I was like, I was a part of this tribe at one point with the uniform, but that's going away. And when I leave here, I'm not going to do that again. I'll have my family. I'll meet new friends down in Mississippi. I've got friends in Mississippi already, but that bond that you have with people that you have those shared experiences with, you cannot replicate that.
No.
You can't fake it. You can't just force it either. Like, it's definitely something that has to come about through hardships, good times, bad times, trials, tribulations, all that stuff. And just the fact of like realizing in that moment, I told you I'm never going to put the uniform on, but seeing it in action and then thinking about it, it's like, whew.
Bro, when you said that and we walked out and I got in my truck, I had to sit there for a second.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, well, man. See, I'm getting emotional about this. Just thinking that this is all changing for both of us. Yeah, you're going to be the first one of the 2 of us. But thinking about, I also thought about the first thing I thought about was me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, me was like, he's not going to be here for me to like go to when it comes to work stuff, right? Like you're right. Like this is it. You know, like I guess the past several weeks or how long you been on Skill Bridge and all that?
A month and a half.
Okay, the past month and a half. It's kind of like you've been on leave, right? You know.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks of it, I was still very interested in what was going on at work.
Yeah.
I was asking you questions and stuff, but
it hit me too because I was like, oh shit, Hayden's done.
Yeah, man.
Like he's focused on what's next.
Next chapter.
He's not a part of this anymore. And that was the first time I realized that you weren't. And it's not that you're not a part of the brotherhood. You always will be.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is going to be different. You know, you're not. Nobody's going. I'm not going to forget you. Your true brothers and sisters aren't going to forget you. We're going to stay in touch.
Oh,
we're going to hang out. We're going to meet up. You know, 20 years from now, we're going to act like we never even. You know, we're away from each other.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
right
it's
now,
all different
during the transition. Right?
Yeah.
It's different. And when it's your time, man, it's going to be the same. And
that scares the shit out of me.
I can understand.
Yeah.
You've been in this longer than I have, man. You're going to be at 24 years. I'm just hitting 20 and I'm punching. You know? And it doesn't seem like 4 years makes a big difference. It does, though. 4 years is a long time.
Has it become your identity?
100%. I'm trying to change it. And so, like, working with the realty agency that I'm skill bridging with right now, I really have to try to, I guess, mold my conversation into a way that I can talk to these people, like on the civilian side, because they don't understand what I'm saying. If I just launch into it like how I would talk to you or anybody else, all my friends, or prior military service members that I can do that with. I'm talking like people who don't know what it's like to do this
They don't
job.
get it.
Yeah. And it's not that they don't want to.
No.
It's just they can't understand.
No.
Unless they've done it, unless they've been through it.
Yeah.
And I love them all to death. They've all been great influences on me and my skill bridge. They've been helping me out consistently. I'm very excited about my next chapter because of these people. But it's definitely it's a change, man. And realizing that, like I talked about, how they move people around on flights and you lose that tribe and you're the person who gets stepped away. Like I'm that person that's stepping away from the tribe. And now I'm going to have to go find my own. And like you were just saying, like I'm not going to be here for those of y'all that I'm not saying leave behind, but taking the uniform off and stepping away from the job for. You know?
Yeah. Like how are you coping with that transition? Like right now, you're sort of in limbo because you're still here, and you haven't really started your true civilian life. You're learning how to, but you know, how are you working through that, like just internally?
So it's kind of like you mentioned how you've noticed a change in me. I'm letting go of things. I'm trying to prioritize what I can let go and what I need to hang on to right now. Obviously, there's always going to be some things that I will hang on to forever. But the other things, the small things like the acronyms and the paperwork and all these other things and AFIs that no longer apply to me or will not apply to me, I'm doing everything I can to forget them. And I'm doing that at the advice of my VA rep, because he said when he transitioned out, it was really hard for him to do so because just one day it was all gone. But he kept the ranks of the individuals in his phone. My phone, Master Sergeant Shomo. When I'm done, I'm changing that. It's going to Matt. I'm taking your rank off because that's not who you're going to be anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's definitely easy right now because, like you said, I'm kind of in limbo. I still live on base. I drive through the gate every day. I still see a lot of my friends passing through, going to the squadron to visit. I still have that little bit of that tribe mentality that I can reach for when I need it. I know when we move to Mississippi, that's going to be the hard part. Yeah. Because that's when it's like for real done.
The umbilical cord is cut, so to speak, right?
And
that's when it's real.
Yeah. I'm worried I'm going to be that guy who eventually like goes through the gate and be like, yeah, I remember when I worked the gates, you know?
Back in my day.
Yeah.
We would have never done it that way.
Yeah. Your hair's out of regs there, guy. But, see, yeah, it's definitely easy for me right now because I got this, right?
Yeah. We'll have this.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We will, but like...
It will be different.
In person.
Yeah, no. It will be different.
I still have the direct ties to the military because technically I'm still part of the military, right? Yep. But the time is fast approaching where I'm not going to have that anymore. And now I'm not really coping, to tell you the truth. I'm doing my best of what I can, but the hard part's going to be when I finally get done. I drive away from here forever. Put the military in my rear view, look out that front windshield, and be like, all right, on to the next.
When you have that U-Haul and you're driving out the gate for the last time, you're likely probably never going to come visit F.E. Warren in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
I might come back to Cheyenne on maybe a hunting trip or something like that, but
maybe.
Yeah.
Right? But
it's tough. It's tough, man. It's definitely something that I feel like every person, regardless of how long you've served, whether it be 4 years or 20, it's definitely something that everybody is, if they feel it, right, when they step away. And you've got friends that are retired. I've got friends that are retired. You know, my buddy that I told you about, I talk to him consistently, and still he asks me, like, you know, what's going on with this? Like, and he's been retired for 10 years.
Because they want to keep their fingers in it just a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, give me the tea, bro.
Yeah. It's an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's your mind, body, and soul almost get to the point where it requires it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big piece to why so many people struggle when they retire.
Yeah. Well, that's where you reach out, man. It's like you got your VFW, you got your Legions, You got the VA. You can go meet like-minded people, same people that possibly have done very similar, if not the same thing that you've done. There are definitely those outlets, and that's something that I'm going to try to focus on so I can get that tribe. I can have that tribe feel that I don't know, emotional support animal. Like
Or get involved with the VA.
Yeah.
To where you have people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you have civilian friends.
I do
right now, right? So do I, right? And I've got several that are down in Louisiana that are super close friends of mine, right? But there's it's just not the same. There's something they're missing, right? There's that. Maybe it's a trauma bond. Maybe it's some like-mindedness that we just don't have. The fact that they just don't get it.
Yeah.
Their jobs is simply to make money.
Yeah.
That's kind of their why, Not that they're, money hungry people, but like in the corporate world, if you're not making the business money, you're gone. You're fired, and they're finding another person that's standing outside waiting to take your job, right?
Yeah.
It's just a different concept. And I think that transition equates a lot to like a midlife crisis, because midlife crisis, you kind of lose your identity. You're like, well, I'm not in my 20s and 30s anymore. Usually, especially men, they hit that midlife crisis between 40 and 45, typically.
Yeah. Which is perfect timing for me because that's like when I'm retiring too.
I mean, I know, everything at once, but I don't think it necessarily always equates to age.
No, I know.
I think it equates to like seasons of life, but they hit that point in time in their life, and they, we, especially men, like I said, they're like, who the hell am I?
Yeah.
What am I about? I know what I was about 10 years ago, but I don't know what I'm about now.
Mm-hmm.
And I sure as shit don't know what I'm going to be about 5 or 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's that kind of point where, you've been married for 8, 10, 12, 15 years. So maybe there's a little boredom there. It's not as exciting as it was. Your kids aren't young anymore. They're those teenage years that nobody enjoys because teenagers are just a huge pain in the ass, right? And it's just like, well, who the hell am I?
Mm-hmm.
And I think just as men, we have that inherent need of a sense of purpose. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the point where we start losing that sense of purpose and transitioning out of the military. Everything that you were about, that entire sense of purpose, the foundation of purpose, is now ripped away from you.
Yeah.
And is gone. And now it's like, well, now what? I've got to find something that I can be purposeful about, that I can grab onto and really just, feel like I'm a part of something.
Yeah.
That's super hard to do out there. Because for most of us, money is not going to be our why. Because you don't go into the military to get rich. And if you do, well, you done messed up. Right? Especially enlisted. It's like, what am I going to be about? What's my identity now going to be? I don't have answers because it scares the ever living shit out of me.
Yeah. And I understand that.
Big props to you for doing it and keeping your head up and your shoulders back and pressing forward.
And, well, I think for me, the situation was a little bit easier as far as the decision because of everything that has happened, which the story, mm-hmm. My first sergeant,
mm-hmm.
aspirations, and then honestly, man, there was a little bit of time there where I felt like I was forgotten. You know what I mean? It wasn't long. I wasn't like wallowing in self-pity or anything like that, but I was upset. I was upset with how things unfolded, and I was upset with some of the answers that were given to me. And then, I've got medical problems. And then it came to that point where medical was like, hey, man, we might want to start talking about medically retiring you. I was like, how about I just click the button and, end this on my own terms?
Yeah.
Right? End my career on my own terms. And knowing that I will figure something out, having that decision, making it up in my mind, having a conversation with my wife, who is just a godsend for me. She's such like my anchor when it comes to these types of things, because I bounce everything off of her. We had some really hard and long conversations to the point where
I can only imagine.
I wasn't as nice and she wasn't as nice, but
Yeah.
like we had to say what had to be said. It came down to it was like, do we really want this? And I say we because we have a family. We have to make decisions for our children now.
It's not just you.
Yeah.
You're making this decision with her for your kids.
So for me, it made it a little bit easier. It was like, all right, I have to find a goal. Trying to find a new career. Luckily, we're going to a place where we have family, her family. My family's wanting to get places down there, do different stuff. But I don't know. I feel like it was a little bit easier because it was made up. That decision was made, and there was no turning back. It's not like just one day the Air Force is like, "Hey, you're done."
Yeah,
I got to do it.
Yeah. See, for me, it's the Air Force is telling me I got to go.
For now, unless you promote, man.
Well, yeah,
Which it's a possibility.
It's always a possibility. It's always a possibility.
And you're killing it, man. You always do.
But I mean, I chose to stay this long, so it's still under my terms.
Yeah.
But and maybe it's good that it's kind of being pushed on me, because to be honest, I don't.
Would you make that decision on your own?
That's what I'm not sure. That's what I was getting ready to say. That just proves how much we know each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I would. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. If I was at 19 years or 20 years, I wouldn't be thinking about retirement right now. I don't think. If I was doing what I'm doing now and feeling the way that I do right now, but still had time left, or the Air Force said I could go to 28 years or 26 years or whatever, I would probably do that.
Yeah.
In fact, I know it would. And I don't think it would be about, to be honest, it wouldn't be for the right reasons.
Really?
It'd be selfish.
Oh, see, that's bad. Yeah.
It'd be selfish.
Yeah.
Because this is all I know. When I was, I shared this last episode, I think, maybe, first episode maybe. But like, I always wanted to be in the military when I was 4 years old or so. So I've been living a dream for 23 years now.
Yeah.
And this is all I know. It wouldn't be, I would continue serving. It would be about those to my left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, it's out of fear and out of just like, what am I going to be when I, like you, take that uniform off for the last time,
Mm-hmm.
when I shave for the last time, when I take that last PT test, when I walk into my old squadron building and I'm not read in to all the things,
Mm-hmm.
when I can't go in to the skiff or I can't go into these meetings because I'm no longer in that unit. I'm now transitioning out.
Mm-hmm.
And they've said, go take care of yourself. Focus on you. You'll always be a part of us,
Mm-hmm.
but operationally, physically, somebody's already sitting in your chair. They're in your office. Your things are no longer on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Those walls are covered with somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And now it's like, so what do I put on my wall?
Whatever the hell you want, brother. Really?
It's freedom, and it should be liberating. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I am absolutely the guy that would stay in the Air Force until I could no longer walk. Until I was walking around with a cane and just, 70 years old, probably still Master Sergeant.
Yeah.
Because the Air Force ain't dumb enough to give me another freaking stripe. That's for damn sure. That's, but it hit me today. When you said that, I was like, did you? Why the hell did you have to say that?
We
I mean, it's true.
were just talking, man.
I know, but when you said that, I was like, golly, he's not going to put this damn. I'm going to have to stare at that skunk-looking freaking goatee you got going on for forever.
I'm sure it's going to start filling in more white.
Yeah, it won't be much skunk. It'll be more like
The skunks
Father
are-
Time.
Yeah, they get wider every day.
I'm going to start calling you Father Tom Hate.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna come visit you in Mississippi in a couple of years. God dang, brother, when did you turn white?
Yeah, Gandalf.
I've seen snow that's darker. So you think you're gonna find a different tribe?
100%.
It's good.
Good thing for me though is Biloxi is a very military community.
Yeah,
Because I got
it
the
is.
base right there. There's a lot of retirees. My father-in-law, he served in Vietnam, he's moving back. I think he just got there today. He's going to sign paperwork for his house tomorrow.
Nice.
My brother-in-law, he's in the Coast Guard.
You have a badass father-in-law.
Oh, he's amazing, man. He's honestly one of my heroes.
I would love to hear his story. I don't know if he'd be able to do it or if
We
if
talked
he
him
could.
in. He's going to start his book again because he started
Okay.
a long time ago, stopped, but he's going to start it now again.
Okay.
Now he's got some time.
His father-in-law, folks, is a war hero. And when I say hero, I mean the kind of hero you see movies about.
Yeah, he's
that
awesome.
kind of man.
Truly
Badass.
truly amazing. But I've also got friends that are retiring who are talking about moving back to Biloxi that I've served with.
Okay.
You know, so
That's
I'll have a little bit of that tribe.
That's
with me.
good.
And I always know, man, like I've reached out to you when I've had issues. I know
yeah.
I've got a few people in my contacts that I have, like on my favorites that I know, like if I really need something, I can call this person and they're there. But that's what everybody needs, man. And that's what I love about what that tribe mentality does for people. And just
Yeah.
how truly happy and comfortable and confident you can be when you know, like, all right, I'm about to go into some shit, whether it's a fight, financial, spiritual, mental, whatever it is. I'm about to go experience something that I do not want to experience. But I know I got somebody standing right here
Hell yeah.
and somebody standing right here. Buddy, send me to the pits of hell. We're going to take the
100%.
gate, you know? Like,
Yep. Because we've been there.
yeah.
We've been in the pits of hell.
But that's what I'm saying is like, I'll find it for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm really glad to hear that, and I'm glad to see your confidence in that.
Yeah.
Because, like, as your brother, it means a lot to me that you feel like you're going to have that because it's necessary. It's required.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like oxygen.
Absolutely.
It's like oxygen, and I think that's where so many people feel lost.
Mhm.
They lose that tribe.
Mhm.
They lose that sense of purpose and that brother and sisterhood, and they feel all alone. No matter military, civilian, rich, poor, I don't care what you look like, where you came from. Life is going to punch you in the gut,
Mhm.
and it's not going to stop.
Right.
It's going to consistently punch you. And if you're by yourself, eventually you ain't going to get back up.
Bro, one of the scariest places anybody can be is in their own head.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of noise up there.
Yep.
That's one of the scariest places.
Yes. Yeah, no, for sure. And if you don't have your tribe to ground you
Yeah.
and to be like, hey, shithead,
Yeah.
Snap out of it.
Yeah.
Wake up. It ain't that bad. Stop wallowing in self-pity.
Yeah.
That tough love type thing.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you're going to stay there.
Mhm.
And eventually you're just going to drown. You're just going to drown.
It's like fishing, brother.
100%. It's, you're constantly looking for the next thing. That's why I love fly fishing so much because it's constant motion.
You gotta walk that
It's
river.
always changing. Yeah. You're always moving, right? You stay still when you're fly fishing and you're no longer fishing,
Mhm.
okay? Because your hook's going to get caught on a rock and now you're snagged and it's drowning, right? Your fly is drowning. So you keep moving. It don't matter how fast. You could be taking baby steps. As long as you keep moving, you're going to be all right because you're going to stay above water. You're going to hit that water, but you come right back out again.
Yep.
You're going to stay above water.
That's it.
But you let it sit and it sinks. Current gets it. It gets snagged. You just lost your fly, and now your fly is drowning. 100%, just like fly fishing.
Yeah.
Just like fly fishing. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We got a little deep on that one.
That was a good little equation there, like fishing.
Yeah, brother.
I like that. So, yeah, man. But just so you know, I'm always that number that you can call.
Oh, 100%.
100%, man. I do have a little bit left. 100%.
Enough for a set?
Yeah. Yeah, always that brother you can call.
Same, bro.
Oh, I know.
Same.
I know. Well, guys, that's episode 4. I hope you enjoyed it. This is what you can expect. We laughed. We got deep. Got emotional. This is what this is all about. Like us, share us, follow us, subscribe. We'll be back for another episode soon. Till then, y'all be safe. Enjoy life.
Take care, y'all.